It's the final game of the Rare Air number 2, the Cadet Water Polo Invitational here at the United States Air Force Academy. Hello, everybody, from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy, along with my broadcast partner, Dylan Sinclair. One more game to go, and it would be nice to send this team off with a win, because the next 2 weekends they're going to be on the road, Dylan.
Yes, it would be, very much so.
All right, the starting lineups as we take a look at the Chapman Panthers, and the goal will be number 1, Wesley Hartel, Brad Wilson, Hunter Ranamaker, Andy Aguiano, Evan Belly, Graham Asaloni, and Andy Komojani will be lining it up for the Chapman Panthers. For the Air Force Academy, they will have one little change as we get ready for the opening sprint. Jason Hires will sub in for Gavin Jones. Air Force easily winning the opening sprint. And here we go, off to the right side. And once again, the Falcons pretty much with the same group that you remember, with the exception, as I mentioned, of Jason Hires, Anthony Tolbert, Reagan Pittman, Sam Fuller, Luke Andres, Mike Miller, and Campbell Harris. That will be the starting lineup, as it has been throughout most of this tournament for the United States Air Force Academy. Final game of the match. They want to go down low to Campbell Harris. There's a flurry, and it's going to be taken away by Hartel, who'll bring it up. And they have got a possible one-on-one. Here's a shot. It's off the cage, and it'll be a turnover for Air Force. Anthony Tolbert getting his first test. 34 seconds in. What a game he played in that last match with Long Beach State. Falcons falling to the beach. Working that ball around the perimeter. There's a nice block by Chapman. Hartel making the stop. So, here come the Panthers up the pool. They try to penetrate, possibly a point-blank shot, and they've got it, and they score. Panthers lead it 1-0.
There we see a 3-on-2 counterattack goal from number 7, Evan Belly.
Belly beat his man and was able to put it in the net for the score. The overall series, Air Force leads it 20-1. The only time that Chapman defeated the Falcons was last year. Sam Fuller now brings it up the pool for the Air Force, as they'll continue to do what they normally do. Hires trying to get it down low to Campbell. Campbell Harris.
Looks like
and a whistle.
Drawn ejection by Campbell Harris. Number 5 on Chapman, Hunter Raymakers in the box.
Campbell Harris has drawn 6 exclusions in this tournament. Here they go, working that ball around the perimeter to the left side. Trying to get it down low. Oh, they tried to a tap shot in, but it is going to go wide.
6-on-5 advantage. Sam Fuller was unable to pat that in.
Well, that is the one thing that Coach Brown was talking about at the conclusion of the Long Beach State game. Didn't get enough of those 6-on-5s. That is something I'm sure they will be working on this practice before they go to Los Angeles next week. Backhander is knocked away, and a beauty by Anthony Tolbert. Great backhand stop. Take a look at this again. Watch this play by Tolbert. There's a quick backhand. Boom. Air Force trying for the equalizer. Been throwing it off to Miller. Want to get it down low to Campbell, and he's got an easy one, and Stow knotted up at 1.
Nice inside quarter turn by Campbell Harris. Luke Andres on the assist. Nice. And a good finish by Campbell Harris.
Indeed. For Campbell, that will be his 7th goal of the tournament. Substitutions now coming in for Air Force following that goal. And immediate pressure being put on by the Falcons on the backside of the pool. As we mentioned, the only time that Chapman has won, that was last year, and I believe that was at Chapman. So Falcons pretty much own this team, but that means absolutely nothing when you get in the water. Here's a shot, but whistle was blown. And here come the Falcons. Falcons would like to get off to a fast start and end this thing fairly quickly. Ian Shepard up top to number 10, that's Neil Reynolds. Left side down low, and a turnover, and it's going to go to the Panthers of Chapman. 4:43 left to play in the first quarter. Jeffrey Orman along with you, along with Dylan Sinclair. Here's a shot off the post, no good. And the rebound will come right back to Air Force.
Looks like Air Force will be up 6-on-5 on the counter. Number 7 for Chapman was chasing the goalie.
14 seconds
Sebastian
left
Sack
to go
in the middle.
Can't waste a lot of time, 7 seconds. I think the Falcons want to get a shot, and they want to get one early, and they get one in tight. Inside game, and they score.
Beautiful assist from Henry Yavid over to Corey Tanis for the inside post goal.
Corey Tanis, number 5 for Air Force. And for him, that's his 4th goal of the tournament. Air Force leads it by the score of 2-1. We probably mentioned this in the Long Beach State game, but 13 different players have scored for Air Force in this tournament, underscoring what Coach Ryan Brown told us in the preseason. He loves this team's depth, and you know, Dylan, when you get 13 guys scoring, that tells you something.
Yes, it does.
Trying for the equalizer, a little too tall as that one is thrown into the back net. And the Falcons will get possession of the ball. We are in the first quarter of this, the final game of the Rare Air number 2 Invitational Tournament here at the United States Air Force Academy. There is a feed down low, golden opportunity, and no, I think we're going to get a foul called, and it's going to be a turnover, possibly an offensive foul, and it'll go over to Chapman.
Yes, looks like an offensive foul, push off by Sebastian Sack, down low.
Here's
And
Belly.
a beautiful block by Anthony Tolbert on the counter attack by Chapman.
Was that Belly who got fly? Yes, it was. Well, they tried to feed it off to the left side. Skip shot would not go. And Ryan Brown yelling middle, middle, middle.
Does it look like number 5 Corey Tanis was up, but no one got it to him.
I kind of wonder about the goalie here for Chapman. Isn't he taking a little bit of a gamble coming out from the cage and trying to get into that middle position there? Wesley Hartle, he's done that a couple of times. Here is a lob. He throws it over the back of the goal. It's kind of a dangerous play, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very vulnerable to a lob shot or a turn by a field player. As we see a 6-on-5 advantage on the counter. Ian Shepard with the ball. Over to Neil Reynolds.
Neil going off to the left side. Here's a stroke back to Neil Reynolds. Try to get it in the center. There's Tanis, and he throws it away.
Looks like a counter by number 9.
We could have a race towards
Graham
the goal
Azalone.
here, and possibly a point-blank shot if he could hold on to the ball, and he's really struggling with that, and it's going to be a turnover to Air Force.
And, well, looks like a penalty
Andy and
drawn by number 9. And he will take the shot as well.
and Andy Aguiano was the man on that. And so the penalty shot will be taken by Aguiano, and he scores on a skip shot. It's tied at 2. Paraduse is up. More substitutions coming in now for the Falcons. Coach
Looks
Ryan
like starting 6 is back in.
Coaches are never, never happy, folks. There's always questions, questions, questions. So here we go with what appears to be the starting unit for Air Force. Hires as they try to penetrate down low. That ball is slightly overthrown. Reagan Pittman at Hires, 8 seconds. They want to go down low, double team, and there will be a foul there.
Looks like Luke Andres on the drawn exclusion. Number 12 excluded, Jared Bernardi.
And Falcons turn it over. Kind of mishandled the pass there. 2 is the score. A minute 24 left to play in period number 1. Falcons trying to get back on D. Got to believe that both teams might be a little bit tired. It's kind of interesting because, well, it's been a long tournament. Long Beach State had to climb right back into the pool after their game with Air Force and probably scored 20 goals. Skip shot, and the Panthers go up 3-2.
Beautiful shot by number 12, Jared Bernardi. Near cage, skip high corner.
Bernardi from Turlock, California. So as we kind of check this lineup, there's Jason Ayers, number 6. Number 7 is Pittman. Campbell Harris is out there. Starting unit out there for Ryan Brown's Air Force Academy Falcons. Ayers wants to get close. Cross and a shot, and
Looks like shot missed off the near post from Luke Andres.
Luke Andres trying to get the equalizer, and knocked away by the goalie for the Panthers. That's Hartel. Here comes Chapman. Pittman with an attempted steal, gets a reach in. No whistle sounding apparently, now that does. And there is a shot, it's off the, good save being made, or off the post by Anthony Tolbert. He reels it in, and they've got the fast breakers. Campbell Harris, and he scores.
Nice quick counter-attack shot by number 21, Campbell Harris, as we see here.
We've seen that play before, Dylan. They executed that in one of the previous games. I think they did that against Long Beach State, and they executed it beautifully. Get the outlet pass, fire it in for the goal, and we've got a pair of threes up. And that is going to end period number 1. We are tied at 3. You are watching Air Force water polo. Getting ready to start the second quarter. We are tied at 3 as you're going to get a look at that last goal which tied it up for the Air Force Academy. This was scored by Campbell Harris. Right off the hands of the goalie, and that ties everything up. Here we go with the second quarter sprint. Falcons will be trying to go 2-1 on this tournament in the rare air number 1. They broke even at 2-2, so they would like to improve and get ready for the next 2 weeks. Couple of road trips out to the West Coast. Getting ready for the start of the second quarter. As you get a look, good close-up look at number 10 for the Air Force. That's Neil Reynolds. And Air Force easily winning the sprint. It hasn't been close on the sprints, folks. It really hasn't. It's been drop the ball and, well, we'll concede, I guess. Have a whistle away from it. A little bit of ongoing stuff down low. Pittman, here's a shot and a score, and Air Force goes back on top by the score of 4-3 to open up the second quarter with a score.
Very nice ball control by Mike Miller, with the assist coming from Reagan Pittman over cross pass, a little pump fake to get the goalie off his legs and finishing the shot.
And for Mike, that's his 6th goal of the tournament. And here comes Chapman trying to counter. Air Force putting a little bit of pressure on that defense. Now they try one right in front of the cage. Scramble for the ball, and Air Force comes up with it.
Looks like ejection drawn by number 9, Graham Azalon, and number 16, Jason Hires in the box now. 6-on-5 advantage for Chapman.
Let's see if they could capitalize as Air Force will play it down low. And they're going to maybe try one off to the left side, trying to center. 10 seconds, and there's a steal. All taken away. I think that's Luke Andrus who made the pick. And here come the Falcons up the pool, leading it by the score of 4-3, hoping that they can maybe put together a run. Jason Hires dumps it off. There's a skip shot, and it was just bounced it a little bit too much in front.
A little bit too much on the skip shot, bouncing over the cage.
So now
It's like a nice block by Anthony Tolbert.
It was indeed. Boy, he had an outstanding game against Long Beach State.
Looks like a 2-on-1 advantage for
Pittman. Has an opportunity, and he dumps it in the cage.
nice
Makes it
over the head shot by Reagan Pittman on the counterattack goal.
5-3 now in favor of Air Force as they will make some substitutions. You look at Reagan Pittman on your picture there. Reagan is a senior from Irvine, California. One of the first classmen on this team. Once again, Air Force putting on that pressure. Air Force leading it by the score of 5-3. A little bit of a run here. Falcons would like more of that. Playing some tough D. There's a shot. Another block. Another great block by Anthony Tolbert. Boy, I'll tell you what, the last game we saw him against Long Beach State, he was just outstanding. Seems to be picking up where he left off right now, Dylan.
Yes, indeed he is. Looks like a 6-on-5. We have a Chapman player hanging out in the back there.
Mike Miller to Pittman. Pittman's going to send it to Mikey Miller, and that's off the post. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Hartel. Up the pool come the
It's like counterattack by the Panthers.
Possible one-on-one, and they score.
Number 9 again with Graham Azalone with the counterattack goal.
Well, they got their counterattack going on that one, so it makes it a 5-4 match in favor of Air Force. Can't help but wonder how much the fatigue factor might be playing, but Mike Miller will throw it off to the left side. I'm sure that is not an excuse, though, Dylan. I'm sure coaches will tell you, hey, we don't tire up here.
No, not at all.
somebody was trying to draw a foul there. Here's a skip shot and it just goes wide. Shot being taken by number 20. Looked like Larson McCarroll with that one. So the Panthers have a chance to tie it as they come up the pool with 4:43 left to play in the first half, and you see the score. Trying to dump it down low. Well, it went right into the hands of an Air Force player, and it looks like we will have a foul called.
Looks like an ejection drawn by number 6 on Chapman, Andy Angueno, and number 20, Larson McCarroll for Air Force in the box. We see a 6-on-5.
And I think we're going to have a timeout called as well. It comes with 4:34 left to play in the first half. Air Force leading the Chapman Panthers by the score of 5-4. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. We have 4 minutes and 34 seconds left before the intermission. Air Force leading the Chapman Panthers by the score of 5-4. And looks like both teams will have 5 players, as ejection fouls has put 2 of the players in the box, so to speak. Here's a feed off to the top. Chapman trying to tie this match up. Cross court. It's off the hands of one of the Chapman players. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to show some patience, and there's a shot and a score by Chapman.
Nice cross cage shot by number 14, Andy Mignoli.
5-5 is the score with 4:11 left to play. Luke Andres, Campbell Harris, Neil Reynolds out there for Air Force. Mike Miller is also out there. And Henry Yevitt, and that should give you the group for Air Force. And of course, still in the pipes is Anthony Tolbert. So here come the Falcons. Falcons trying to get that ball off to the left side. Maybe try to go down low. Campbell Harris getting a lot of attention down there. Working that ball around the perimeter. Now the Panthers extend the pressure. Wines fires, knocked away by the goalie Hartel. Air Force gets the rebound. Possibly another attempt coming. Throws it off to the left side, probably a little bit too long. And the turnover is going to be going to the Panthers as down the pool they come. Waiting for the rest of the team to catch up. Here is Air Force going in for a steal, and I think they might be called. And nope, it's going to be an offensive foul apparently.
Looks like offensive foul on number 6. He was kicking our Neil Reynolds, number 10.
3:13 left to go. Trying to center it for Campbell Harris.
And looks like a penalty drawn by number 21, Campbell Harris.
Campbell Harris will get a attempt at the penalty shot.
Looks like Mike Miller's going to take it.
And Mike Miller will have a chance to get, I think, his second goal of this match. Waiting for the whistle to blow. There it is. Michael fires and scores.
Looks like a nice left side skip shot by Mike Miller on that penalty shot that was given to him by Campbell Harris.
As you get a look at it in the left corner, you put that one in the left corner. Good shot of Michael Miller from Tustin, California. He is a first-classman, a senior here at the United States Air Force Academy. Falcons have the lead by 1, 6-5, as they put a little pressure on that defense and try to force the ball back towards the center of the pool. Panthers still in possession.
And looks like an off-ball exclusion drawn by number 6 on Chapman, Andy Anguano, and Jason Hires in the box. 6-on-5 advantage by Chapman.
See if they can capitalize. Trying to work that ball outside the perimeter, and they do.
And a nice shot by number 7 on Chapman, Evan Belly, giving it a all tied up score, 6-6.
I think Belly's had 2 of them today.
Yes, I do believe so.
How much of a fatigue factor, Dylan, do you think is in play here, if at all?
Well, I believe it's pretty heavy. I mean, 4th game of the weekend. It's a long weekend, especially for Chapman, being that we are at 7,000 elevation, so they should be feeling it, but our boys shouldn't, so we should be fighting a little bit harder.
We are knotted at 6 with 2:20 left to go before the intermission. Air Force in possession of the ball. Here's Henry Yevitt.
Looks like a 6-on-5 advantage by Air Force. Number 9 on Chapman being excluded. And looks like a penalty drawn by number 5, Corey Tanis, on that 3-post with the pass coming from Grant Snyder.
Well, they'll take that.
And looks like Grant Snyder will take the penalty shot.
Grant Snyder, a freshman. Grant has 6 goals on this, coming into this match today in the tournament so far. Grant winds, fires, and scores.
Nice left side skip shot by Grant Snyder, as we'll see right here. It's 2 for 2 on penalty shots for our Air Force Falcons.
Substitutions coming back in for Air Force. Ian Shepard comes back into the pool. I think Reagan Pittman will check in as well. So the Falcons up by 1 by the score of 7-6 with 2:06 left to play here in the first half. Aguiano, as the Falcons continue to try and put pressure.
It's a nice turn move by number 14 on Chapman. Dishes ball. Number 9, quick shot.
Nice punch out. Oh, that was a sweet play by Anthony Tolbert. Boy, he just got that left mid on there. Great block by Anthony Tolbert.
Looks like an up a 2-on-1. Sam Fuller with the ball on the 1-2 side. Looks like he is going to take the shot.
And he does.
He capitalizes.
Sam Fuller, bars in.
Nice bar in shot, skidding along and skimming into the goal. Great shot by Sam Fuller on that counterattack.
It is indeed. And it all started with a block by Anthony Tolbert. Get a look at Corey Tanis backstroking his way up the pool. So the Falcons with a 2-goal run here and up by 2 as a result.
Looks like an offensive.
And
Looks
the
like
Falcons have the chance to go for the quick strike here. Here is Reynolds. Centering it. Off to the left side. A shot blocked by Hartel.
Looks like Chapman countering off of that missed shot. Looks like a 3-on-2 advantage. We'll see if Air Force will be able to catch up.
And they set their defense. There's a shot. They capitalize on a shot in the corner. 8-7 now in favor of Air Force. A tighter game than I think anybody wanted it to be right now.
Good 3-on-2 capitalization on that counter. Number 12, Jared Bernardi with the finish for Chapman.
Pittman, Shepard, Sam Fuller. McCarroll, I think, is back there. Doing a little mixing and matching is Ryan Brown. We've talked about that all tournament long. That'll probably be the MO. He loves his depth on this team, and he's not afraid to use it. We underscored that by shot a little bit too tall. I think that was Sam that took that, wasn't it?
Sam Fuller looks like he got a little roughed up on that gross and go on the way back. Chapman on the counter. Into the set. Nice quarter move turn. And a
Who's gonna get to the
5-meter
ball?
penalty drawn by number 7, looks like Chapman. Evan Belly, number 9, will be taking the penalty shot.
And
Graham
this
Azalone.
will be for the equalizer. And he skips it in, and we've got a tie match.
Nice left side skip shot by Graham Azalone.
So the Falcons, who had 2 consecutive goals to build a 2-goal lead, see it go the other way as the Panthers return the favor. 26 seconds left to play here in the first half. Number 9, Graham Azalone, who tied this match up, was just in your picture there. Falcons trying to break the tie with 10 seconds left to play in the match. Trying to break it down low. There's Pittman. Pittman going inside. And
looks like a recovered ball by 21 Campbell Harris after the missed shot.
Yep. And there's a wild shot. Did it go across? Is there a foul? I think the Falcons are going to say that shot should count at the buzzer. Let's see what the officials say.
Looks like a hard foul on Reagan Pittman, as we'll see here. Looks like trying to shoot in the hard foul, but the ball did go in.
Yeah, waiting for a change on the score. Let's see what the officials will call. Anyway, we will take a break and go to the intermission. Let's take a look at that. Maybe that last shot again and see if it did indeed clear the net. Looked like it got through the backside, but it looks like the officials are going to say we're going to hold at 8. So at the end of the first 16 minutes of play, there it is right there, and I wonder if the goalie didn't assist it.
And looks like there be a
no goal, I guess. All right, we're tied at 8 as we go into the intermission. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. back once again at the Cadet Natatorium. We are at halftime as Air Force and Chapman playing to an 8-8 draw. Quick scoring summary. Harris and Miller each with 2 goals apiece. Tanis, Snyder, Pittman, and Fuller each with 1. 5 saves for Anthony Tolbert, and he is going to be switched off in goal as James. On the power plays, 0 for 3 for Chapman, 0 for 4 for Air Force. Shots on goal, 18-17 in favor of Chapman. And each side is 2 for 2 in the penalty shot department. Tolbert comes back into the goal. We thought we might see a change there as you get a look at him right there. Anthony, who recorded 5 saves in that first half. All right, second half strategy. What do you see here, Dylan?
Well, one thing that I've been seeing is Chapman has been countering pretty hard, and we have not been able to shut that down. So that was probably a talk in that swim team room for them. And then again, as always, capitalizing on those 6-on-5s is a must.
Air Force winning that second half sprint. Pittman, Andrus. Looks like the same 5 that started the match will continue. There'll be Pittman, Fuller, Andrus, Hires, and Campbell Harris. Falcons moving right to left. We are tied at 8. Falcons would like to make a good, solid second half run. Here's a shot. That's off the pipe. Tipped it back to Air Force. They'll reload and try it again. Down low. Another shot. This one does count.
A nice cross pass from Reagan Pittman over to number 12, Michael Miller, as we see here. Beautiful touch pass. Mike Miller getting up real high to finish that shot off.
So
Beautiful
the Falcons
play.
go back on top 9-8. Substitutions now coming back in, and now here comes Chapman, moving from left to right. They'll call Mike. Falcons, if they can just start to convert from defense to the offense, get that counterattack going. Ball is still squirting around out there, and it will go right back to Chapman. They still have it. There's a shot in the equalizer. That was taken by Graham Asalone, I believe, number 9. And here we go again. It's tied at 9 between Air Force and Chapman.
Another very nice shot by number 9. Very quick release on that foul and shoot outside of 5.
This is one of those games, and you've heard about it so much in sports, you let a team hang around, and they sometimes find a way to come out on top. Air Force would love to just put on a big run right now and get up by about, I'd say, 4 or 5 goals right now. 3 or 4 might suffice right now. And Miller swimming at the top of the key. Miller dumping it off to the left side. 10 seconds. Here's a shot. It's blocked and knocked out of bounds. And it's going to go over to Chapman.
It's like a nice shot block.
They got a fast break opportunity here. A possible one-on-one. The shot, skip shot. No good. Taken by Belly. Rebound comes right back out to the Panthers. We are in the third quarter. Trying to go down low.
It's like a offensive on number 6 being locked up there in center, and then the ejection drawn after he shot after knowing here's not his ball, and a timeout called by Air Force.
And we'll take one as well. 6 minutes, 33 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. 9-9 is the score. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Play resumes with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in the third period.
As we see a 6-on-5 advantage by our Air Force Falcons.
Mike Miller
Looks like they are running the box shift.
Air Force trying to get in tight for the shot to Miller. He's going to fire and score.
Another nice touch pass by Reagan Pittman over at that 6 spot over to the 1 spot, with Mike Miller converting the nice up and catch and shoot.
That's goal number 4 on the day for Mike Miller, at least in this match, I should say. He got one in the left corner, now gets one in the right corner, and the Falcons have a lead of 10-9. Here we go. Good pressure being put on by Andres as they force that ball to the back of the pool. Here's Mike Miller. He gets the turnaround. They've got a possible 2-on-1. Mike has it. He tries to skip it. Nope. It is blocked by Hartel. They'll try to come the other way. Off now to, this is Asalan. Azalan with the ball. He'll try for the equalizer, or rather it goes to the left side. Tried to dump it down low. They tried to tip it in. No. And it is taken away by Tolbert. Anthony with the ball. 5:40 left to play here in the third period. Falcons lead it by 1. Now can they get that counterattack going? Michael Miller. Trying to get down low, ball taken away, and we're going to have, I think, a penalty.
Looks like official review.
We're going to have one man out. That'll be number 4. That'll be Brad Wilson who comes out. Your coach Ryan Brown calling out the play just to our right.
See a 6-on-5 advantage by our Air Force Falcons. Ejection drawn by number 15, Grant Snyder.
We're off the right side. Here's Fuller. There's Mike Miller. Andres. There's the shot, hits the side of the pole. Campbell Harris scoops it up and sends it back. Air Force will have a chance to reload. Good play by Campbell Harris on the defensive side. Gets the ball back. Ball is popped away. Scramble for it in front of the goal, and Hartel will come up with it for the Panthers of Chapman.
And it looks like an offensive ejection on number 7, I believe.
Well, Falcons got to capitalize. They're getting the breaks here. Now they've got to finish. 22 seconds. And it is number 7 that's going to draw the ejection. This is something that Coach talked about. And there's a shot and a score, and the Falcons do indeed take advantage.
Nice assist by Reagan Pittman over to Grant Snyder on that 2-post, and he elevates and scores.
Bit of a shot in the corner. 11-9 in favor of Air Force, and they would like to get more of that. Corey Tanis now checks in. Sebastian Sack, I think, has just taken the plunge. As we have mentioned before, the Falcons will be on the West Coast the next 2 weekends. They will begin the Western Water Polo Association conference play on their next homestand. And what a way to open up. You go up against the preseason favorite, UC Davis. That'll be a high noon start. But first, we have to take care of the business here. Air Force putting on some pressure in that back end of the pool.
Looks like an offensive stiff arm by number 4 on Chapman. Brad Wilson. We see Neil Reynolds with the ball trying to make that inside turn.
Reynolds still has it. Here is a wind-up, a look towards the goal, and a shot hits the right side of the post. Hertel will retrieve, and the Panthers will come the other way. The Falcons leading it by a score of 11-9. 3:50 left to play here in the third period. Here is a long pass down the left side of the pool. Falcons dropping back on D. They're going to try a shot, and they score.
Nice shot by number 14, Andy Camignoli, on the quick drive and shot.
Chapman continues to stay within a goal. Falcons still have that lead 11-10. As you get a look at number 5, Corey Tanis. Just with that ball on the right side of the pool. Again, pressure defense being put on by the Panthers. And seconds on the shot.
Looks like off-ball ejection down by Neil Reynolds, number 4.
An exclusion foul, and that will give the Air Force another 6-5 advantage. And we're going to have a little stoppage of play as the
looks like a red call.
Will have a
looks like a red card called on number 7 for Chapman, Evan Belly. He will be out of the game, taking off his cap over there.
So did we get a red card? It looks that way. So that's Belly that is out, correct? Number 7?
I believe so. That's what it looks to be.
Yep. All right, so he is out of the match, and Air Force will try to capitalize here. Cross-court pass. Again, they will try to go down lead. That's exactly the opening they were looking for, and they converted.
Very nice shot by Henry Yavid on that one spot on 6-on-5 with the nice hard skip near side, assisted by Jason Hires.
Henry Yavid was just looking for that opening on that left side and put it right in the can. As you get a look at number 13 coming up the pool. Falcons really want to see if they can put this thing away right now. They're down by 2, and do we have a timeout called? We do indeed. And it looks like it'll be called by Chapman with under 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. The Falcons lead it by the score of 12-10. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Jeffrey Orman along with Dylan Sinclair here at the United States Air Force Academy, the Cadet Natatorium, and an interesting fact being passed on by Dave Toller, our Sports Information Director, that all 4 goals in this period have come off the power play.
And you know, that is exactly what Coach Brown wants to hear, capitalizing on those 6-on-5s. We'll see if Chapman can answer back with the 6-on-5 advantage they have right now.
Trying to center, and a shot and a score, and they do.
And it looks like they do. Graham Azalone on that shot. Nice shot from the 4 spot. Easy skip to the left side.
Grant Azalone, here's Corey Tanis, who has the ball, I do believe, as we get set to put it in play. Neil Reynolds in the pool. Falcons getting ready to Sebastian Sack, also in the match now. Tapping it back to number 10 here is Neil Reynolds. Falcons just can't seem to get away from this pesky Chapman Panther team. Miller dropping back. Trying to get it down low, and a high throw and a little bit too tall. And here comes the fast break. Do they have the opportunity? This for the equalizer. And going in and committing the foul, number 13, that was Henry Yavid. Air Force getting a turnover. That was a big play on the opposite end. Tolbert will hold the ball up high and try to send it down the center of the pool. Swinging it down to the right side, 1:56. Trying to center. A shot and a score. Good shot in the left corner. Good
Nice
power shot.
Nice skip shot by Jason Hires, as we see here, assisted by Ian Shepard, number 6. Cross pass, couple pump fakes, and a shot. Beautiful play.
13-11 in favor of the Falcons here with 1:52 left to play in the third period. Final game of this Rare Air Force Academy Water Polo Invitational, the second one this year. Falcons will be away for the next 2 weekends, then start conference play right back here at the Natatorium. Air Force would love to have some momentum going on onto the West Coast.
Looks like a steal by
Nice
Sebastian
steal.
Sack.
Sebastian Sack brings it up the pool. He's got a man out there, a good lead pass, and it was to Henry Yevitt. Henry. That ball is loose. What do we got here? Ryan Brown saying look for Campbell.
We see Campbell on that 1-2 post up, and an offensive called on number 6, Ian Shepard down low. Chapman ball.
Can't give him the opportunities.
No, they
Too
cannot.
close for comfort right now. I think if you're Ryan Brown, the head coach for Air Force, this game is way too close. Raymaker trying to dump it off to the left side. Trying to fire and a score in the corner and a pretty shot.
And a very nice shot by number 4, Brad Wilson, on the donut shot over Anthony Tolbert.
Saw Anthony's reaction when that ball went into the net. There's a shot of number 5, Hunter Raymakers, out of Temecula, California. And Ryan Brown, I don't know if you can hear through the microphone, but he is very angry right now. He is not a happy guy.
No, he is not.
I don't know who he was addressing, but
does not like this game being this close.
no, sir. No, sir. Not at all. These are so dangerous. These are dangerous matches. Sam Fuller.
As we see Air Force working for Campbell Harris down in center, and it looks like Campbell Harris will draw the ejection on number 17, Noah Brooks. And we see a 6-on-5 power play advantage. And another ejection called. Campbell Harris drawing another one on number 10, Joshua Bennett, has a 6-on-4 advantage. We see James Daughtry clearing out, 5-on-4.
They've got to capitalize on this. And the shot is blocked. Hertel with a great save. Oh, you talk about dodging a big bullet there. A 2-man advantage, and Hertel was able to slap it into the water. And here comes Chapman. Falcons leading it by 1, 13-12, but Chapman will not go away. That's the end of the third period. Air Force 13, Chapman 12. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Getting ready to start the fourth and final quarter. Air Force has outscored Chapman 5-4 here in the second half, but the match just a little bit too tight. Along with Dylan Sinclair, I am Jeffrey Orman from the Cadet Natatorium. Here we go with the final 8 minutes of play. How is this going to turn out? Getting ready for the fourth quarter sprint. Just a quick check of the Air Force lineup. Looks like it'll be Pittman, Fuller, Andrus, Mike, Miller, and Hyerson Campbell Harris. Fourth quarter sprint be conceded by Chapman as they'll drop back on defense. Hires off to Sam Fuller. Time for the Falcons to really put on a big sprint right here. Andres centering, and they score.
Looks like a very nice drawn up sprint play. Number 21, Campbell Harris, off the assist from number 9, Luke Andres. As we see here again, beautiful inside score.
Campbell Harris gives the Falcons a 2-goal lead. I think that has been the biggest, the widest margin that Air Force has had, has been 2 goals. I don't think they've gotten any further than that. 14-12. Chapman just keeps coming back.
Yes, I believe so. It's a close game.
Getting that confirmed by our sports information director, Dave Toller, sitting right behind us here. So we'll see how these final...
Second overthrow, and
it was
over by the Chapman Panthers.
I think we're going to get a quick timeout. We just heard the horn go. Was it inadvertent?
Timeout to avoid
Nope.
abandonment ball.
It's Ryan. Yep. I think Air Force has called it, and we'll take one as well. So we've played all of 31 seconds, or thereabouts, 33 seconds actually, here in the fourth quarter. And Air Force leads at 14-12. You're watching Air Force water polo. Quick check of the stats here with 7:27 left to play. Michael Miller with 4 goals and Campbell Harris with 3 in this match. Falcons leading it by 2 as they will try to go 2-1 on this tournament. Anthony Tolbert will put the ball in play. Falcons, of course, moving right to left here at the Cadet Natatorium. Widest margin that Falcons have had has only been 2 goals. Can they capitalize, and can they do more than that? Here is a steal by the Panthers. And it looks like number 10 got his hands on it. That is Josh Benitez. Throwing it back to Hertel. Bringing up towards the right side of the pool. Wilson, Brad Wilson. Coverage being put on by Air Force. Henry Yevitt trying to defend. They try to get it down to the center. Henry Yevitt trying for the reach, and he's got the steal. Send it back now to Anthony Tolbert. Big, big play there defensively. So right now, Air Force trying to be very, very patient. Getting that ball up to the pool to Jason Hires. Dumping it off to the left side to Michael Miller.
Looks like a 1-2 zone by Chapman, trying to take away Corey Tanis. Ball still goes in, and an ejection drawn by Corey Tanis on number 5 for Chapman. Hunter hit Raymakers, and
there's a shot and a score.
Very quick shot by Luke Andres. And that inside.
Luke Andres gives the Falcons their biggest lead of the match, 3 goals, 15-12, with 6:19 left to play in regulation. We talk so much about getting that 6-on-5 and getting those power plays. And I think that still every goal that they've scored has been on the power play. Every goal that the Falcons have scored in this half has come courtesy of the power play. Mike Miller defending. Campbell Harris now covering. They try a backhander, and that goes wide left.
Looks like an offensive foul called on Henry Avitt. Chapman remains with the ball. Number 9, Graham Azalone picking it up.
Falcons continue to put on that pressure. 21 seconds left to go on the shot clock. A turnover and a steal by Air Force, and here they come up the pool. Tolbert holding the ball high. Anthony Tolbert.
Looks like a 3-on-2. Henry Avitt with the ball. And a weak pass over to Mike Miller for the inside shot and bar in. As we see here, fantastic play by Henry Avitt with a touch pass over and a pat bar in shot by Miller.
16-12, Air Force with a 4-goal lead right now.
This is looking a little bit more comfortable for our Air Force Falcons, a little bit what we wanted the score to look like.
Mike with 5 goals on the match. Cheetah having himself a good day. Campbell Harris defending now as he tries to push his man back towards the pool. He has got everybody turned around right now. Noah Brooks, he tried to pressure towards the side of the pool.
And looks like an ejection drawn by Chapman, number 18, Sebastian Sack in the box, and a timeout by Chapman.
And we'll take one as well. 5:25 left to go in the match. Air Force leading at 16-12. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Falcons leaded by the score of 16-12. They have scored 5 of their goals on the power play. However, they will find themselves a man down as Sebastian Sack was sent off on the exclusion foul. So, can the Panthers try to convert on this? Falcons dropping back on defense. No surprise there. Almost like a 2-3 zone, if you will. Now they extend. Now they come after it, an errant pass, but Air Force will think better of going after it, and they'll drop back on the defensive side. Scramble for it, and Air Force comes away. So even though they were a man down, they're able to convert defensively.
Looks like Mike Miller draws the exclusion on number 10 for Chapman, Joshua Benitez, and looks like a good look for Mike Miller, and
it
he
is.
scores for his 6th points of the game.
6
You
goals
see
for
that
Mike
again.
Miller.
The Water Cheetah doing what he does best and countering. Great shot by Mike Miller.
4 straight goals now for the Air Force Academy Falcons, 17-12 now. A little bit more breathing room, and I think a lot of fans are probably breathing a little bit of a relief, even though we have 4:45 left to go. Thing is not over yet. Here is Benitez. Benitez getting some pressure from Yevit. Need to continue to. And there is a shot knocked away. Anthony Tolbert with another save. Making a strong case to be the starting goalie for Air Force. As a matter of fact, he went the distance against Long Beach State. I think that's the first time in the home series that I have not seen Ryan Brown switch off to James Burke. Tolbert went the entire distance in the Long Beach State game. He's going the entire distance here. Max Shawning to Benitez. And Yevit coming up for the pressure. Henry putting a little pressure down there. Now they try to go down low, double team by Air Force. And the Falcons, I think, get the Chapman draws an exclusion. So they'll have a man advantage and they'll be fairly deep in the box. Trying to lob it. It's off the hands of the intended there. That's Brad Wilson. Boy, I'll tell you what, right now the ball movement is getting pretty sloppy for the Panthers, and the Falcons have got to love that. Another shot off the post. Anthony Tolbert will take advantage of that one. 17-12. I think we have an exclusion. As I see the clock winding down with 13 seconds on the exclusion. Falcons have got to hurry. They wanted to be able to take advantage of this exclusion opportunity. High pass. 6 seconds to go. They try to go down low and they score in the right corner. Or do they?
Nice pass by Eric Kowecki into Sam Fuller on the 3-post. First nice skip shot.
5-0 run for Air Force. And after the Chapman Panthers just kept hanging around, the Air Force here in the fourth quarter has found another gear. 18-12 now in favor of Air Force. As the Falcons will look for their 7th win of the season. Pass a little bit too tall, and digging after it is going to be Air Force. They're going Sade is now into the match. Off to the right side, trying to get it down low. Centering, the shot, skip shot, score, and it's number 10. I think Neil Reynolds will get it.
A nice skip bar down by Neil Reynolds.
Falcons on a 6-0 run. Well, you have to say one thing. It was Dylan. It might have been a little late in coming, but they got it done.
Yes, they did. They took away with it in this fourth quarter, and
2:27 left to go. Falcons trying to avenge last year's loss to Chapman, the only time that Chapman has beaten the Falcons in 21 meetings. There's a shot off the corner. Anthony Tolbert with the save. Boy, I'll tell you what, that post has been a friend to the Air Force Academy on a couple of occasions today. Air Force would probably like to try to start putting the exclamation points on some of this match. 1:54 left to go. You hear the countdown. Did we get a timeout call? That froze everybody.
looks like a timeout by Air Force,
and we might as well take one with them with 1:50 left to play in the match. Air Force leading it by 7, 19-12. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to play in this match. Air Force leading at 19-12. And before I forget, want to thank some of the parents and the Air Force fans for providing our whole crew with candy today. That was a very, very nice gesture. So we are well fed up here.
Yes, we are. And the ejection drawn by Reynolds on number 9, Graham Asald.
There is an opportunity for Air Force to score there. A soft lob, and that is going in the box.
With the assist. And Big Neil with another goal.
It's Neil Reynolds with a nice soft lob. And it's now a 20-12 game as the Falcons running off 7 in a row here. Predominantly here in the fourth quarter. Neil Reynolds bringing it up the pool. 1:38 left to go. Looks like the Falcons will be heading to the West Coast with a nice 7-4 record, including 2 out of 3 here at the Rare Air Invitational. Getting too low. And a shot and a score, and that breaks a long drought for Chapman, as it is now 20-13 in favor of the Falcons.
Nice shot by number 14 on Chapman, Andy Comignoli.
Comignoli, we've called his number a couple of times today, as you see him in the center of your picture. Out of Carlsbad, California. Falcons playing out the last 79 seconds of the match. Trying to get things all tuned up and ready to go for their West Coast trip. Their next homestand will be doing it for real. The Western Water Polo Association. Owen Sadeh now in the match. Oh, a golden opportunity for Air Force to score there, and they do.
And looks like an ejection drawn by number 11, Zach Shelley, and then the goal by Zach Shelley. A great shot by the sophomore.
21-13 in favor of Air Force. Haven't really had a chance to talk too much about Zach Shelley, but he just adds to the total here. Falcons are going to go 2-1 in the tournament. 7-4 overall, and they'll head to Los Angeles next weekend for a tournament, 3-day event. Out comes Anthony Tolbert. And about all the Falcons need to do is just let the air out of the ball, and they will wrap up the Rare Air Invitational with a 2-1 record. No sense of urgency. 9 seconds left on the shot clock, but who cares at this point? A little pressure being put on. And this might just be a freeze it, and that is going to do it. Shot clock expires, 14 seconds left to play in the match itself. Chapman would like to get a goal to close things out, but the Falcons are going to win it. It wasn't easy, folks. So you look at the score, 21-13. Falcons had to make a second half run to pull away from this Chapman Panther club, and the Falcons win it. Your final score, the Air Force Academy Falcons 21, the Chapman Panthers 13. Air Force will go 2-1 on the tournament. And a very special thanks to my broadcast partner, Dylan Sinclair, who was with me through the entire match. Coming up next, we will have a visit with the head coach of the Air Force Academy, Ryan Brown. We'll take a break and have all of that coming up next. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. So the Air Force Academy Falcons go 2-1 on the tournament with a 21-13 win over the Chapman Panthers. Right, visiting with me right now, the head coach of the Air Force Academy water polo team, Ryan Brown. It wasn't easy despite the score, I'm sure.
No, it was not. Chapman played well. They converted their opportunities when they had them, and we missed a few, and they beat us going the other direction. So they're a good team, and they put away their opportunities.
Second consecutive game for Anthony Tolbert, as we'll be, I think, taking a look at some of the highlights of his play in the pipes. Second time that he has gone the distance and continues to play well.
Yeah, he played solid. He had some great saves in there. He led a few goals in the beginning of the second half that he probably should have had, and I think he knows it. But other than that, he played a real solid game in the goal for us.
Fellow who had a career high today, Michael Miller, with 6 goals today, a career high for him.
Awesome. Yes. We need to get Mikey going, and he's done a great job this season so far of getting going on the counterattack, 6-on-5, shooting a lot more confident than he has in the past. So he's doing a great job.
Overall, coach, the tournament, how did you see the Falcons play? How would you rate them?
Excellent. We knew Long Beach was going to be the toughest game coming into the weekend, and we played them tough. We had our opportunities, and we learned from it. And then we took care of business on the other teams where they're all good teams, and we came out on top. Our goal was 4-0. Worst case scenario was 3-1. So, the Lindenwood game I understand doesn't count, but that's what we wanted here at home. So.
All right, Coach, as you head for the West Coast, more questions to be answered. What did you take away from this tournament? Did a lot of questions get answered today?
I think Anthony has, made a solid statement in the cage. So I think that's good. We improved our 6-on-5 percentage, so that was one of our goals all week. So we did that. We need to carry that into the MPSF tournament next week. We're going up against number 1 Stanford on Thursday, and then we'll see how things pan out after that.
And of course, coming back home, we start playing the Western Water Polo Association, and hopefully all the pieces will fit in the slots by then.
Hopefully.
All right, Coach, best of luck. Congratulations, a good weekend. Best of luck on the West Coast.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Jeffrey Orman along with you from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy. Today's broadcast was directed by Dan Hinkin. Our replay engineer was Tim Saratori, and a very special thanks to our camera crew of Brandon Idle and Adam Drake. So for Ryan Brown and our entire Falcon Vision crew, we will see you in 2 weeks. And this time, the second season starts as Western Water Polo Association play begins. For our entire cast and crew, I'm Jeffrey Orman, bidding you a very pleasant good afternoon from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy.